Calorie in beef. How much calorie do we have inside beef? So, this is raw beef. Can you eat it raw as it is? Definitely not. I know you cannot. So, I intentionally left this to be raw so that I can use it to make two very important points. The first point is, when you are estimating calories in food, please, you are estimating calories in cooked food, because you are about to eat that food to get energy. The only time you're looking for the calorie in something raw, you're using what we call food composition table, or you're going for analysis, is a different thing entirely. That is what you can now use for your food labeling, food packaging, for raw food products. But when it's estimating calorie based on how it affects your health, for weight loss, for weight gain, for blood pressure management, for sugar management, you're estimating calories and nutrients, please, that should be based on cooked food. It should be based on edible food. I hope we are clear. So for this now, I want you to know that you cannot estimate the calories in raw meat. Not that when you type on Google, tell me the calories in beef, it will give you the calorie. If you take this to the lab, estimate the calories, it will give you. You understand? But you're not going to eat the raw food. So when I am teaching you, all the teachings on calories in food is based on cooked food. That is my point. That is my number one point. Estimating of calories as it relates to your health, as it impacts your health, has to be on cooked food. I remember when I gave a client diet plan after consultation and talking, we gave her a diet plan. We were not seeing results and we were wondering what is going on, what is the problem? Okay, tell us how you measure your food. Lo and behold, for rice, whenever she sees 1 cup, the 1 cup she estimates is the raw cup. When she boils that 1 cup of rice, it will give you about 2 or even 3 cups of rice, and she was eating it and we said, oh, no wonder. That is error on our own part. Since then, on our diet plan, we write boldly, please, measurements are based on cooked foods and not raw foods. So you want to get your estimation right, focus on cooked foods. When you're talking about food packaging for your raw food products, that is when you look for the calories or the nutrient values in raw food. So this is raw meat, raw beef. All right, but because we are still talking about food exchange this, if this were fried or boiled or cooked or whatever cooking method, the same applies. Like I have been talking about the meat fish group, 1 exchange is equivalent to what? 70 calories. So that would have been the same for the beef. So if it's cooked beef, just know that 1 exchange that weighs 30 grams will give you 70 calories for lean beef. Now that takes me to the second point that I want to make with this raw meat, which is the fat content. Look at this beef carefully. You will see that this particular beef can qualify for what? Lean beef. So this is lean beef. When this is cooked, 1 exchange, you can estimate it as what? 70 calories. Then this is beef, but you can see that it has little amount of fat. So we don't classify this as lean beef. We will now put this under what? The medium fat meat. And for the exchange group, it is not the same as the 70 calories. This one will now be as high as 90 calories per exchange. Then this is so many people's friend. This is high fat meat. Can you see the fat? Can you see? So much fat. For this now, you cannot estimate the same thing. So the person who buys and cooks this has cooked beef. Yes, the person who buys and cooks this has cooked beef, but not the same calorie. Why? Because of the fat content in this. And you can see that this can qualify for what? Lean beef. So can you see the difference now? This is lean beef. This is medium fat. Then this is high fat meats, and all of them have different calorie content. So what do? When we have people buying meat, or those who can eat meat, we say look for the lean beef. That is what we have used in estimating your calorie, planning your diet. But let's say somehow you did not find lean beef and you must buy beef, or you are in a hurry, you didn't see that one, you see this. Do you know what you would do? Tell the meat seller, please use your sharp knife and trim off these visible fats. That can be achieved. They can trim off this visible fat, and when you go home, you can also use your sharp scissors to do that. Trim off the visible fat. That will reduce the fat. It's not going to take out everything. Then do you know the next thing to do? What I do and what I advise you to do is that after you have cooked your food, after you have cooked your beef, before you use the stock, leave the fat, because you have trimmed the visible fat. Inside your beef still has fat. It's not possible that you will trim off all the fat from the beef. That is not possible. Some fats are still left inside that you cannot trim off. So what will you do? After cooking your meat and you want to cook with the stock, allow the fat to solidify. You can achieve that by putting it into the freezer so that the fat solidifies. You scoop it out and discard. You're going to be reducing your fat intake, your oil intake to the barest minimum. And when you do these just few tips, trimming the visible fat from your meat, cooking, allowing the fat to solidify for you to trim it off, you're going to be saving yourself from consuming a lot of fat. And not just ordinary fat, we're talking about saturated fat, high cholesterol. That is what you're going to achieve by applying just these simple tips. Okay? So I hope you like the fact that I used raw meat to teach this. Thank you.